Rico Cavella, chronological age 80, fitness age 35. He's America's healthy aging trainer and creator of the Ageless Living Lifestyle, the Vitality for Life training system, the Fast Fit 17 fitness system, the Be Bold, Never Be Old Wellness Club, and the Fearless Aging podcast. He's a speaker, author of 29 books and DVD programs, and personal trainer and health coach for 40 years. He's a multi-gold and silver medalist in the California State Senior Olympics. Now, he's got some great news we're going to share with you about his health retreat in Costa Rica. So he's created an ultimate wellness adventure retreat vacation for you, and this is an opportunity for you to experience what he calls real vacation. One where you can totally relax, have a good time, and return home renewed, rejuvenated, and armed with your personal lifetime wellness system. With Rico's expert guidance, you will learn how to prevent and reverse premature aging, avoid old age, and how to live a much healthier, vital, long life. Your new wellness system will allow you to not only survive all of the stress in the world, but to thrive. Health is wealth. Please welcome Rico. All right. Well, you know, the older I get, the younger I feel. And and it's unique, it's God-given, and I really got a lot from my family. By example, my daddy worked till he was 91 and would have kept going, but he fell and then he went to the hospital. Never been sick in his life, and went to the hospital, got pneumonia. And, you know, God still blessed him. He lived 96.1. And but we always had this, you know, I'm living to 120, and so we had this longevity mindset. And then I became vegetarian, vegan when I was a young kid, single digits. My mom let me be that way, and so you at age 80, Rico, a multi-gold and silver medalist in the California State Olympics. You're a testimony right there, right? And you got so much to share with us. I'm so excited to have you on today.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to be here, and I'm looking forward to it. We'll have a fun conversation.
Yeah, it's really fun because a lot of it's mindset, and a lot of it is how we live our lives. Wouldn't you agree?
It's mostly, yeah, everything I teach starts out with your mindset. Just like you were talking about, you have to believe that you can stay healthy and energetic and live a long life. If you don't believe it, if you buy into the normal social narrative that most people do, that,
Right.
well, it's just the way it is. We're all probably going to get old and sick and end up in a nursing home, and that's what's going to happen to you, right? Yeah, it's all about the mindset.
It is. It is. I'm like, no, or, and I look around at people that I know that are, they just, became retiring and people, when they hear that word retire, they think of death instead of this is, right? This is your second life. This is where you take all the gifts you've been given and
Mhm.
repurpose it and help others. That's how I look at it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, with 120, then you're really like halfway through. And and it does. It really changes. And I could see the same health is wealth, right? And people have the
Absolutely.
same mindset around their money as they do their health. And saving is like dieting. It's the same kind of a mindset.
Yeah.
And so we can break it apart, but it took a lot for you, to be a gold and silver medalist in the Olympics, right? I mean, you
Well,
must
that's
work
the
out a lot.
that's the senior Olympics, not the regular Olympics, not
Senior
the world.
Olympics,
Yeah, senior Olympics. Yeah.
but
Well,
that's
it takes some.
still an accomplishment, I would say,
Well, it
right?
is. The funny thing about it, you know, the average person, when you get up older, are not in that very good shape. So you think it's pretty easy, but then there's always a few. There's like just like myself, and there's always other like yourself. There's always a few who are still out there really taking care of themselves and working out and doing stuff. So there's always some pretty good competition actually.
Right, right. Especially, and I guess that happens in California, right? Is that
Yeah.
where it was?
Mhm.
Well, now you probably developed your own training system, like the Vitality for Life training system. Is that
Mhm.
something that you do every day, or how do you do
Well,
this?
myself, I've been doing stuff for so long. As you know, I've been a personal trainer and a health coach for 40 years. I think actually here in San Diego, a friend and I of mine, we actually opened up, I think, was the very first modern personal training studio here in San Diego called Fitness by Design. Uh, and then it just kind of went on from there. First it was just about fitness and exercise, and then we learned about nutrition, and then we started to learn, more about the psychology and the mindset stuff. And so I just kept on, learning more and more. And what really got me going was uh, only, yeah, in the mid and late 80s, my father died of lung cancer. He was only like 70, and he was like, just like you say, your father was the healthiest person, never was sick, all that. But he smoked cigarettes since he was
Right,
11 years old. But in those days, nobody thought, they didn't even know that was how bad it was for you. And
right,
so if he hadn't smoked cigarettes, he would have lived to be way up there. He might still be alive. And so what
right,
I realized was that because of the misinformation and not people really understanding, how bad certain things in lifestyle are for you, it's just like today, still, most people still don't realize it's their lifestyle that's creating all this chronic illness and people getting old and sick and dying way too young. So that's why I committed to, I'm going to learn all I can about what their body's requirements are to stay healthy and energetic and live a much longer life, and then help other people to do the same. So then in 2000, I developed what I call the Ageless Living Lifestyle. It's a complete mind, body, and spiritual wellness system that I'm pretty confident that it'll give most people the best opportunity to avoid disease in old age and live a much healthier, energetic life.
Ageless living. That sounds great. Well, maybe open it up and give us a little peek into what's inside of there. What are you talking about?
Well, again, it's a whole mind, body, and spiritual wellness system, and what I thought would be really helpful for your audience today is because your art is about being successful and making your finances and making money in business. But so here's the thing, it takes a lot of energy to be highly successful in any aspect of your life, right?
Right.
It takes energy. So it's really all about, I mean, our whole life is really about creating energy. And as you know, everything in the universe is energy, including just the impulses of energy, and so is our physical bodies. So always the big question is, well, then if my body is also energy, how come I'm not always energetic all the time? And the reason is because there's so many things that block it. And again, it comes down to our lifestyle. We've science has really, we know that uh, our genetics only play maybe 15-20% of how healthy we're going to be or how long we're going to live. It's really our lifestyle. So it's all the things that we do. We have to start up. It's our mindset. It's our diet. It's our exercise. It's our uh, sleep. All those different factors that we'll kind of go through there. And so I think that would be helpful, is to let people know, uh, how you can create a maximum personal energy, and then that's going to help you to be successful in every aspect of your life, and also to not only live longer, but to enjoy your life and have it's really important. What we talk about these days is health span versus lifespan. We never know how long we're going to live. I mean, we could get in an automobile accident tomorrow, right? But it's really about their health span. How long can you stay healthy and energetic and be productive and enjoy your life? So that's what's critical. And how long can you stay energetic?
Right. Right. Exactly. That's exactly what I want to share with everybody. And I know in my own life that because I have a purpose or an assignment or something that motivates me, because I have so much to give, that I got to be in shape. I got to have that longevity going. So I wake up energized and I hit the ground running, and it's changes everything. So, but it does shock me how much people are disconnected from what they're eating. Like,
Yeah,
that, like, it's duh, but it's right in front of you. So it's
yeah,
there's no judgment because everybody's been born in darkness, right? So it's
yeah.
like taking the blinds off and looking at reality to see, right?
It's getting, yeah, it's just a matter to get educated. And of course, these days, there's no excuse for not being educated on any subject, right? We have, with the internet and Google, we can find out and there's so many people, coaches, and it can help you with
Yeah,
everything you have.
right.
So there's no excuse for not getting educated to what your body requires and how you can function better and stay well and all these things. But again, it starts off, like you said, the very first part of this. I actually have like my top 10 energy tips that we can kind of go through.
Yeah, that's energy.
But
Yeah.
what I want to say too, though, is uh, again, that's the first thing to realize is that it's all about how much energy you have, and really the main difference between what we consider an old person and a young person. It's not by the chronological age, it's by how much energy you have, right?
Right.
And so that's what we need to be really true on. And then also, what I always like to tell people is that a true measure of your age is your posture. How well can you, how good is your posture? Uh, how well can you move, and how much energy you have? That's a true measure of your age. So that's what ageless living lifestyle means, not to live your life by your chronological age. Doesn't matter what your chronological age is. It matters, how well can you move and how much energy you have.
That's exactly right. Well, maybe give us a few tips, a few of those energy tips.
Okay. Well, one thing I have is, well, let me say, let's go over the mindset stuff first, and then I do have a thing, and actually, if you guests would like it, I can send you. I actually have a printout. It's called my 4x4 daily uh, exercise routine. And if you just do these four things, it only takes 4 minutes to do it. 4 times a day, it'll keep you energized all day long. Well, since I said that, I guess we should just say what that is, right?
Okay, let's
Okay,
talk
so
about it.
so it's four things you can do. It only takes 4 minutes to do it. So first, the number one first thing is you got to get up and take some nice deep breaths. You got to breathe. You got to get more oxygen into your body. Everything starts with how much with oxygen. Most all fatigue and pain in the body is due to lack of oxygen. So you got to learn to do deep breathing throughout your day. So get up and take some deep breaths. And then the other thing for energy is you got to stay hydrated. We all know that, but are you actually doing it?
Mhm.
It's not so much. We hear all these things about, well, you got to drink 2 or 3 liters of water a day. That's not really necessarily true. It's not really the quantity, but again, you need to drink some filtered water, and you need to put some like trace minerals or some kind of some electrolytes in your water, so it's a much more absorbable. And really, what I think is the most important is just to keep some water with you and keep drinking it throughout your day. If you actually get thirsty, you're a little bit dehydrated. So just keep drinking. You don't have to drink down a whole liter at one time and all that kind of stuff. Just keep drinking throughout your day. So that's number two. And then number three is to do some movement. So if you're sitting at your desk, you just get up and on the corner of your desk, I show people how to do this. This forward bend and then a backward bend. We can't. It's audio, but it's basically just bending all the way forward with your
Right,
arms straight, your legs straight, and
right.
then tuck your pelvis in and do a like straight back bend. So you do some of those, and that just really starts to energize you. And then one of the best ones of all, this goes along with the mindset thing, is you just sit for about a minute and put your attention on something that you're grateful for, and that first of all that reduces any kind of uh, negativity that you may be having or any kind of stress you're having, and just sit for a moment and think about something that you're grateful for. And what that does, it allows you to clear out any kind of stress and negativity, and you just feel good. And you feel energized when you're grateful, right? So you
Yeah.
just do those four things. It takes about 4 or 5 minutes throughout your day. That'll keep you from getting all really slowed down and all stiff and lack
Yeah.
of energy.
Absolutely. And I do that. I before I go to bed and when
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning, I think of and I force myself to think of five things I'm grateful for
That's really
to
good.
put my mindset into that and not just to feel it, right? To feel the gratitude, like, gee, thank you for my friend, and sort of, no,
Yeah.
feel that gratitude, and
Yeah.
it changes the day
Oh, it
rather
really.
than waking up, oh, all the things I got to do, and oh, I won't make it, and all the negative thoughts. But the gratitude is the attitude that gives you the latitude. So, right.
That's really well said. Yeah, as you know, Chris, you know, what I've learned too, more and more as I age too, and just slow down a little bit more. It, I mean, if we really stop and think about it for a minute, we should be grateful for every moment that we can breathe. You can be grateful that
Really,
you can see, you can
really.
hear, you can walk, you can get out in the sun and air. You don't
Yeah.
have to have all these big things. Well, I'm grateful that I made $1 million. I mean, that's all
Yeah,
fine, you know. But the main thing is we should be just grateful that anytime, especially anytime you feel pretty good or you feel the energy, we should really be grateful, right? Because then when you don't,
absolutely.
we don't appreciate how good it is just to feel alive and well and can breathe and talk and move, right? We should be
Right,
grateful for all those things, right?
right, exactly. Alive and well. That's it right there.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be complicated.
So I think is really the biggest thing. So number one
Hmm.
is you really got to change your mind. It's all about your mindset. You know, we hear so much about fake news these days, right?
Oh, yeah.
But the real fake news is the stories that we're telling ourselves all the time about
Right.
you know, oh, what's
Negative,
going on?
negative.
Yeah, why is
Right.
this happening to me, and why I'm not doing better, and all this limiting thoughts that you have about your life. That's that's the fake news that you need to get rid of because you're just
That's
making
right.
that up, you know. So you gotta
Right.
right. That's true. We're just making that stuff
Right.
up in our mind. It's
Yeah,
not
it's not
necessarily true at
real.
all. It's not really real. So
No.
that's the biggest thing. You got to catch yourself whenever you're complaining or you're having any kind of negative thoughts or you're angry. That's what really drains your energy. I think that's the biggest energy robber right there is all this negativity that we have. And so I have another thing saying is if you live with the news, you live with the blues. So you got to turn off the nightly news. Not don't have a steady diet of that, or you'll it'll be pretty hard
Yeah,
not to
it's
have some negative thoughts, right? So
yeah, there's
it's
hmm
all about mindset, right?
right. Exactly.
It's all
Exactly.
about mindset, and
Hmm.
then it's stress. You know, all these things that we allow. You know, stress really is just a perception. But isn't it funny, Chris? How it seems to me that stress has almost become like it's like a it's like it's almost like it's cool to be stressed because everybody's talking about. I hear people standing in line at places. Yeah, it's really stressful at work right now, or it's really stressful at home. Well,
Right.
if you say that, well, then you're stuck, right? It is. So why
Hmm.
are you saying it's stressful? You're just again, you're making that up, right? It doesn't have to be that stressful. So it's all about realizing that you know, as you know, our beliefs and our words and our thoughts, all those things are energy, and those are what's creating our stress. If we have beliefs about something, and we're believing that this is really tough or this is really stressful or why is this going on, then you're just creating the stress. But you can change that. You can change your perception about what's going on in your life, and so those are really big ones. You know, changing your mindset and what you're thinking. So you really got to work on stress reduction. You know, learn how to meditate and just slow down and realize why are you rushing around. You know, our technology is great, right? But it's really put us on the thing that we think we have to keep on doing, accomplishing more and doing more. We got to do that. We got to do this. And you have to stop and think, why? Why do you have to do all this? No, you don't. You don't have to do all that stuff. You don't have to accomplish so much. You don't have to always be
Hmm.
feeling rushed and stressed.
It is that way, and it is a choice in the moment. I mean, I watch that every day. It was like, wait a minute, this is my business, my time. I turn it on and off when I want to, because there is a pressure of the world to keep pushing you. So
Yeah.
it is. You got to
And
take control of your own life, right?
you got it exactly right.
Yeah.
You got to take control. And then again, just take some time to slow down and
Take some time, right?
yeah, again, we get caught up into this thing and people just always rushing. I got to do this, got to go do this, got to do this, and then time just keeps going by, and you're just caught up into this rush lifestyle, and that's why people end up getting all this chronic illness and get sick because
Right.
your body just wears out. You can't handle it, you know. So
That's right.
you
Yeah.
got to turn it off. You got to turn it
Yeah.
off.
Right. Right. Exactly.
And then next, you already you
Mhm.
already you already talked about it a little bit already. It's about purpose. You know, if you're not really feeling energized about your life, it's probably because you're not living your life on purpose. You haven't really felt like you're doing something, not only something that you enjoy and that's something that is valuable, that serves other people as well as yourself, or maybe you can make something that can be make a difference in the world. Then you're just kind of going through the motions. But when you discover and live your life on purpose, like you said, that energizes you. That really energizes you. You want to get up and you want to be out there doing what you can to make a difference and to live your purpose. So that's such an important thing, is to really discover what your purpose is, and that can change throughout your life. And once part of your life, this is your purpose, and it can change. But it's really important to take the time to learn that as well. So when you begin to and discover, I think everybody has a divine purpose that we're here for. We're here for a certain reason. Everybody has unique talents and abilities that they can make a difference in the world. So when you discover your purpose, that's really going to energize you, and it's going to inspire you to get out there and make a difference. And like I say, it's going to give you the energy to do all the things that you want to do.
Yeah, that's the power of purpose. I wrote a song called "The Power of Purpose,"
Oh, really?
doing
Oh,
doing good by doing well. If you listen to this recording, this show, you'll hear it at the end of the show. I put a few verses in there
oh, you
because
wrote it? Oh, nice.
yeah, I'm a songwriter in my spare time,
Oh,
and I
nice.
and yeah, and I write songs for.
Do you play an instrument and sing and all that
I
as well?
do. I do.
Oh,
I'm on a record label. I'm on Copper Lily out of Nashville, and but I write. I don't. I write all kinds of style of music. I play guitar, a cappella. Have sing with a cappella choir, and
oh,
I've been
wow.
had a few number one songs. I've been blessed with songs, and
Oh,
I've
how
written
cool.
songs for people's businesses, but mostly inspirational music is
Yeah.
what I do.
I, I play drums, and
All right.
I've been playing drums, and we have a band now here in San Diego too that we play. And we play just like classic rock and blues stuff. But I've written a song too. I want to hear some of your stuff, and I want to send you. I've written a song called "Slow Down." Actually,
All
I think
right.
you'll like. I'll have to send that to you. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Yeah, we'll share. Hey, maybe we'll do a co-write. Why not?
yeah. We're gonna have to collaborate more now.
There
Yeah,
you go.
it's so nice to get to know about you,
Yeah,
man. That's great.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How fun is this?
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
that's why I love doing podcasts too, because you meet
Right.
the coolest people and you learn so
It
much. And it's
is.
so much
And
fun, isn't it?
it is so fun. And we wouldn't have ever met unless we had this divine
Yeah,
connection, right? Which I
that's right.
think it's
Yeah,
all a setup so we can
absolutely.
connect and help others. That's how I look at it.
Well, I just want to add to that is one of the reasons, so people, I think that you really kind of also need a reason. Why do you want to be healthier and have a good health plan and try and live longer? Well, one of the reasons I think is, other than just for your own physical self and enjoyment, but as we age, as you mentioned, I think you mentioned this too, we gain wisdom and knowledge. And so we need more people to stay healthy as they age so they can give back this knowledge and wisdom to help
That's
solve
it.
all these monumental
Right.
challenges that we're having in the world. And also we need more people to be mentors and more role models. We don't have too many older people that are really that way, because most people are getting old and sick and dying at 70 and 80, right? So
Yeah.
that's another reason why you want to get, you know,
That's the reason. That's the reason for me. It was like, live healthy for myself. It's not as inspiring when I think, hey, I got an assignment and I want to be in good shape so I can get it done because I don't want regrets when I check out, right?
yeah,
And I want to meet
absolutely.
my maker clear. I did everything I could. I gave it all that I could, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
and
yeah.
the
Right.
results are that's my money. The results are the heart connections, the gold of meeting someone like you with a good
Yeah.
heart that
Yeah.
wants to help people that you could be retired, but this is we're working retired without stress, well, as much as we can,
Yeah.
right? Is what level you're at to
Yeah.
be able to help people go to the next level. And that's the bridge that like literally you could provide for people that are 70 and 80 because they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to help all the other people. So So it's a really great thing. And boy, you've been busy. You've written 29 books in your spare time. So you're right. You know, you're really working it there.
Well, yeah, well, actually, again, I've been doing it for 40 years here. So, and also after we go through this, if we have some time on that whole thing about how we can make some positive changes in the world, I've got a
Hmm.
whole new website and a whole new thing going on. I'm going to tell you about. I think you'll like it. Okay, so the other ones are, we already talked about oxygen. You got to get more oxygen in your body. You got to learn how to breathe. Most of the time, we're just as we're just sitting here, sitting around. Your lungs are just barely moving. So you got to get into learning how to do that deep abdominal breathing and get take a yoga class, do something or just
Right.
learn how to breathe more
Just
and get more
breathe.
oxygen throughout your day.
Right.
And then we talked about hydration.
Right.
You got to stay hydrated, and then as you talked about earlier too, the hardest one is food, is nutrition, and we really our bodies require up to 90 different nutrients to really function optimally, and so nutrition is a complicated. That's a whole. It could be a whole weekend seminar as well, But here's the main thing is that first of all, we're all biochemically unique, and we need different different foods can be good for one person and it can almost kill somebody else, so it's really important to really learn what foods are best for you. And so I always recommend people to consult with a qualified nutritionist or a naturopathic doctor that can help you to decide what foods really are best for you, what's going on in your life right now. But here's the thing, my very first book was called Real Food Real Fast. It was how to make healthy fast food. And so real food is what's grown in nature. It's organic, fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and some healthy grains and
Hmm.
some animal products that are raised healthy. It just depends. Well, it depends. For some people, animal products can be okay. But anyway, well, that's, everybody has a different opinion on that. But anyway, to eat real food is it's not, doesn't come in a package or a can or a box. It doesn't have a label. It's what's grown in nature. Okay. And so if you just make your diet at least 80-90% of real food, a lot of your problems are going to go away, and it'll make it your life a lot easier. So just think about real food as opposed to something that's been processed or manufactured by man, and you'll be way ahead of the game. So again, nutrition, everybody's so different, and everybody, there's so many different ideas and controversies and all that, but just eat basically real life whole foods and you'll be doing a lot better as far as nutrition goes. And then what I call now is movement. You got to move your body on a regular basis. Some people seem to have a aversion to exercise, the word exercise, right? So it's
Right.
really about movement. Here's an interesting thing, Chris. Not recently, they did a study. I don't remember what university it was, but it was a peer-reviewed study and all that, where they had two groups. And one group, they had them exercise real intensely for a whole hour every day. Every day they worked out really hard. And the other group, they just said, well, you don't have to do anything real formal or anything difficult, but just keep moving. Don't sit for more than 30 minutes and get up and move, and just keep moving throughout your day. And it was based on weight loss. And at the end of the study, guess who lost the most weight? The people who kept moving throughout the day. So that's what it is anymore. You don't have to beat yourself up. You don't have to, really work out that hard unless, that's what you love to do. And so it's just about movement, so I have a saying, movement is improvement and stillness is illness. Unless you're meditating, then stillness is good. So,
Right.
so it's really just about moving. So I just got to learn,
Right.
just got to learn how to do some basic uh, overall. What I teach now is what I call functional fitness. It's just using your own body weight,
Hmm.
and you can get a really great workout in a short amount of time with just basic uh, body weight movements. And so that's really what it's about. It's about
Right.
just keeping your body moving and be consistent on a basis. You don't have to you know do anything real extreme, unless
Right.
that's what you want to do, right? And
Hmm.
then the next one is rest and relaxation, or R&R. As you know, too, we know now that that how important sleep is. There's been so many studies these days, that most people really do require 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. And they've actually done studies, cognitive studies on people. And for every hour that you get less than 7 hours of sleep, your ability to function cognitively goes down. And so people who say, "Oh, I can get by on 4 hours of sleep," they're probably pretty much fooling themselves that you're not functioning up to your optimal. And so you got to make sure you get your rest. You got to take time to get your sleep. And all these people that are working 80 hours a week and staying up late, they got to work so hard. All you're doing is aging yourself, and you're wearing yourself out. So you got to give your body what it needs. Your body requires the rest. And then my most favorite one of all, the last one, is really is fun. You got to have fun and enjoy your life. That's the most energizing thing, isn't it? To laugh and to
Right.
enjoy and have life.
Yeah.
They did a big study with centenarians way back in the 80s. And these are people who live to be 100 and were still fairly healthy, can take care of themselves and all that. And so one of the main questions they asked them was, why do you think that you lived this long and stayed fairly healthy? And over 90% of them said, because they enjoyed their life. They had fun. They weren't all stressed out. They had fun. So that's the biggest thing, is if you're
Right.
not having a lot of fun right now in your life, you better stop and say, why am I not having
Mhm.
fun and enjoying my life? Why have I allowed this thing to just take over my life and I'm all stressed and rushed and not taking care of my health? You got to ask yourself, why am I doing that? Doesn't make any sense, does it?
Right. Exactly. Those are really key points there. Absolutely. And enjoying, you can enjoy the moment by being grateful even in those hard times, right? I watch
Yeah.
that how you can swish, and change the energy that comes at you of, you know, even if you hit your hand on the hammer with a hammer, I mean, you can convert that into something that serves, right? Maybe you're supposed to slow down a little bit here or whatever it is, finding the good in it.
No, that
And that's healthy, right? Health as
well,
well.
yeah, that's such a good point. I want to say something. Everything happens seems really happens in our life for a reason.
That's right.
I believe that that's one of the universal truths, I think. And
Yeah,
so, like, if you get into a car accident, say it's not even your fault, but still there's some reason, that
right.
we're still involved. When everything happens, we're involved in some way as well. So like you say, if anytime you injure yourself or you get into an accident, it's really a kind of a wake up call to realize, oh, maybe I need to be a little more, wake up a little bit, be more aware of what's going on and
Right.
slow down a little bit. So, yeah, so everything that happens really is a lesson, and our whole life is just lessons. So the more that we can turn tune into that, all the things that are going on, the better that we can function. And
Right. Absolutely. And you're talking about having fun. And I know, I talked to you earlier about what you're excited about. Maybe you could share with everybody your new
oh, thank
wellness
you.
adventure.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Okay, so yeah, I I have online 90-day coaching programs, where I train people, but it's still it's difficult to get people to commit. It's like, well, I'm so busy and that's this, and they get
Mm.
distracted. So I
Yeah.
came up with the idea, okay, what if we taught you the whole Ageless Living Lifestyle personalized wellness system, where you can develop your own personalized, again, it's the mental, the physical, the nutritional, all those things, that put together your own personal Ageless Living Lifestyle wellness plan. And what if we did it in the context of a fun vacation? And so I put together, we're promoting one in the end of January in 2023. We're going to go to this tropical island. And so the real advantage of that, first of all, is you get away from home, from all the distractions and all this kind of thing, and you can actually really let go and de-stress. So first of all, it's all about getting there and relaxing and de-stressing, and then you can focus on what's going on. Just like we talked about, maybe I am rushing too much, maybe I'm working too hard, maybe I'm not eating healthy. All these things, you can get a chance to reflect on what's really going on, and then we can go through the whole process where you could actually will develop your own personalized program. So we're going to have maybe a couple of daily sessions each day where we're going to go through the whole thing, just like kind of what we went through today, how to do all those things and how to write down what your plan's going to be. But then at the same time, we go out snorkeling, or hike in the rainforest, go out, kayak, and have a fun time together. And so I think that's going to be a really a way that you can really in just 5 days, you can develop your ageless living wellness program that you can use for the rest of your life. At the same time, have a really fun, relaxing, de-stressful vacation.
That sounds fabulous. And why don't you go ahead and tell everybody where to go to find out about that?
Yeah. So it's just off my main website, agelesslivinglifestyle.com, and then /vacation. And
All
you can go
right.
there, you can get all the information to talk all about it. And
Mm-hmm.
also if you have questions, you're welcome to contact me. I have my contact information there. You can contact me. I can tell you all about it. And we're looking, we need more people to show up yet. So there's still plenty of room. It's actually going to be on the island of Rotan, which most people don't know where that is.
No.
Rotan is a really cool small island off the coast of Honduras in the Caribbean. Really
Okay.
beautiful. It's one of the best places for diving and snorkeling.
Oh, yeah.
And it's only like about 30 miles long and about a mile wide, but it's
Mm-hmm.
got rainforest. It's got all the things close by. I'll say really good diving and fishing and hiking, and it's a really cool place. So that's where it's going to be.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds wonderful. Yeah, there's nothing like getting away from, your normal surroundings to be able to take the time to, and then you'd be surprised what things you would download in that kind of situation. It sounds very healing. So that sounds fabulous. So,
Yeah.
wellness adventure vacation, and you guys check it out. And also, all of everybody, you know, meet with chrismiller.com if you want some health is wealth and wealth is health. So I show people how to have healthy money and not lose it in the stock market and all those things.
Yeah. I'm
Which,
familiar with that.
yeah,
I should have met you a long time ago.
I know. Well, people think they have to risk their money to make money, and they don't know
Right.
about that. There's places where you can get tax-free or tax-deferred money safe
Yeah.
and never lose your principal. And
Yeah.
so I'm just broadcasting it because a lot of people are going to go off the cliff here real soon unless they get their money safe. Seriously. So it's the same seriousness because the health, the wealth will help provide the healthy food for you. So they're symbiotic.
Yeah.
And you get
Absolutely.
one going and it helps the other, right? They work
Yeah.
together.
Absolutely.
I know. Well, Rico, why don't you go ahead and give one final thought that you'd like to share with everybody right now?
Well, I think the main thing is to realize that we all are so much more powerful than we give our credit for, that we give ourselves credit for. And I think one of the biggest really challenges we have as humanity is lack of expectation of what's possible in our life. But
Hmm.
really, you just have to take responsibility and step up and believe that you can create and be and do whatever you want to do. That's the main thing. It's all about the mindset. You got to believe in yourself and believe that you can do that. You can create a healthy, wealthy, long living body if you just say, I'm going to do it. Just got to commit. So it's like the old Nike saying, just do it. You can do it. You just got to step up and take responsibility and make it happen.
That's it right there. Health is wealth. All right, Rico. Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you today and appreciate having you on our show.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
There's so much to learn about healthy money. I hope today's discussion brings you one step closer to securing and protecting your future. So you can get started on the right foot, go to meetwithchrismiller.com and schedule your free financial fitness strategy session. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to Money 911 so you don't miss our next episode, which includes health, wealth, and peace of mind.